Hello and welcome to my second part of teaching retroblasting a lesson. I address you directly, Michael. Last time I ended the recording with a question. So far I haven't seen any comment from you, neither at the video or elsewhere, so that's a bit disappointing since...
Well, as you know, Sal and I think I can speak for Sal in this regard. We're both big fans of the truth.
Yet maybe you think I made this up, but no, there is actually an answer to that, but I won't tell you now. There was actually something else I wanted to address, but yeah, I think this actually fits more into this part. Yeah, let's take a look back to the second part of your live stream regarding War Stories Band of Brothers.
This mini-series, this 10-part mini-series plus the documentary, this to me goes beyond a piece of cinematic entertainment. This is a document of a time in history that should never be allowed to be repeated.
Right.
And I believe that episodes of this show will be shown in history classes in 150 years' time. People will still show this to 5, 6, 7 generations in the future. Well, I hope they do, but then cancel culture and all that nonsense.
Yeah, in our country, there's a whole state that's trying to cancel the Holocaust comic Mouse from being available in school libraries, and they've succeeded so far. That just happens in the news all over here right now. And so like that's a scary idea that people, because it's hard to accept and it's hard to learn about and it's uncomfortable, that they're like, well, if it's uncomfortable, I just don't want to know. And it's like, yeah, but you need to know, because if you don't, you'll walk right back into this situation again as a culture. Yeah. It's shocking to me.
Well, isn't that interesting? Despite all the education and documentation, in media, TV, YouTube, I think there's so many documentaries about the Third Reich and World War II. I think even Hitler's toothpaste is now known. Yet all this seemed to help nothing. I mean, I heard there is something like the critical race theory taught in schools in USA, or even like an academic field. I mean, my country once had a race theory, and I think we know how that ended. But don't worry, I mean, all the education didn't help in Germany either. So we have a bunch of self-haters, if you will, which didn't learn the actual essentials. But that's no wonder, because the actual important stuff of these events is actually not taught. Which brings to the next point. Yeah, I made a wrong or an incomplete comment in your stream. I was only pointing towards the inaccuracies of the show.
Yeah, I want to address this real quick. Sonny Frisch says the series has some historical inaccuracies, so its purpose for history lessons is questionable. Sonny, I was in this was in high school, okay? I did my Eagle Scout project at RAF Bassingbourn in England, where I restored the World War II Air Towers radio room for the 50th anniversary of the Memphis Belle's tour of operations, when Memphis Belle was there from 42 to May of 43. Or maybe it was, 42 to 43. And I had the pilot of the Memphis Belle pin my Eagle Scout medal on me during the ceremony when the ribbon was cut. He flew over for that. That was 2 years after the movie had come out. I'm in America at high school, and I'm in history class. And a teacher named Miss Bedingfield suddenly brings up the Memphis Belle. Now, I haven't talked about this with any of my friends or students that were around me, because they had no frame of reference about what I know about the Memphis Belle. And I've literally sat in the real plane. I have pictures of me at 11 years old sitting in the real plane. I'm coming to my point here, Sonny. Just bear with me. And she said, yeah, the Memphis Belle movie was wonderful. She said, however, like Hollywood does so many times, it messed up history. She said, because in reality, they didn't make it home. She said the plane actually crashed on its 25th mission and they all died. My point in telling you this, Sonny, is that sometimes you can't trust a history lesson from a teacher. And when I'm looking at what she just told me versus what Band of Brothers as a miniseries could be showing a student, I'm saying to myself, well, in this case, I would much rather have them just watch Band of Brothers than let this person teach one more minute of history.
Well, it was quite an interesting story, and I actually more enjoyed the facial expression of Tony. But still, I mean, the thing is, despite all the inaccuracies, okay, I mean, it's not too bad with Band of Brothers. There are movies which are way worse. But the important question is, what actually shall students or pupils learn from that, or people in general? What is the actual essence which can be taken out of it? I mean, in my humble opinion, the history lessons that we had in Germany about World War II, like the way they were, the content that they had, did actually more harm than good. And people learned nothing, unfortunately. Now, I don't mean they became National Socialists again, far from it. But the problem is that the most important fundamentals, they didn't learn because the teachers didn't know them either. And I guess that's still a big problem nowadays. And I would guess even you don't have the actual fundamentals. Or maybe you do. I would like to put this to the test. So here's my proposal. You and I, we create a video. Each of us create a video about what we think is one of the most important, if not the most important thing, the most important topic that students or people in general should learn about war. You can choose anything that you like. Originally, I wanted to do this with Tony, but I think you're the better candidate for this. But if you want to build a team with Tony and you both figure something out, you're very welcome to do so. And about the actual execution, if another topic like is tangent to this, it's fine as long as your main topic is still clear, recognizable, And don't worry, I already have chosen my topic. As a possible time frame, because I'm currently pretty busy and I have to translate a lot of things, I would suggest August the 15th, 16th, like mid of August as a deadline. So there's ample time to put it in between. I guess you also have a lot of things planned, but yeah, maybe you can squeeze it in. And this is not necessarily a competition, it's more like a comparison. I really want to see where you're coming from. I'm really curious. If you refuse, I will consider your war stories or B-17 story to be what you actually can offer in that regard. Otherwise, you're welcome to surprise me. And of course, I mean, your fans will praise your attempt way more than mine, but it's not about that. It's just I want to see what you come up with. Hopefully hearing from you soon. Bye.